I didn't think clowns were scary until I met one that seemed to know too much about me. It started on a Thursday, an ordinary Thursday, the kind that feels like every other day until something breaks the pattern, and you realize exactly how fragile the normal ones are. I was walking home from work, late afternoon, the sky heavy with rain, the streets slick and empty. I crossed the old part of town, the area with abandoned buildings and holiday lights that never seemed to turn off. There was a carnival poster on a lamppost, cracked edges, faded colors, advertising something that had long since left town. At the bottom of the poster, someone had scribbled one word in thick black ink: coming. I paused, annoyed. I wasn't scared, I just didn't want another reminder of how time gets stuck in places like this town. Then I saw it. A balloon. Red. Floating in the middle of the sidewalk like someone had tied it to an invisible string. I looked around. No one. Just that balloon. Bobbing slightly as if breathing. I reached out to touch it, and that's when I heard laughter. Soft at first. A child's laugh. The kind you expect at playgrounds, not deserted streets. I pulled my hand back and saw movement behind me. A figure stepped out of the shadows, half in the fading light, half in the darkness. White face paint, smeared around the eyes, a painted grin too wide to be cheerful, too steady to be accidental. The costume was old, dusty, mismatched colors, like something out of a traveling show from another century. "Hey there," it said, voice low, friendly, casual. "You dropped something." I turned around. Nothing. No bag. No wallet. No phone. "Right here," it said, pointing at the balloon. "No," I said. "I didn't drop anything." A pause. The clown tilted its head slightly like it was studying me, deeper than it should have, as if it knew me already. "You will," it said. I backed up. The laughter stopped instantly, replaced by that same unnatural stillness that makes a place feel watched. I ran the rest of the way home. I didn't sleep well that night. My phone buzzed at exactly 2:17 a.m. It was a photo, no message. Just the image of that clown standing outside my apartment window, smiling. I didn't check again. I didn't want to see it. The next night, I convinced myself it was a prank. A simple scam, someone with too much time on their hands. But then I found the balloon inside my apartment, on my kitchen floor. The same red balloon from the street, untouched by water, floating exactly 1 foot above the ground like someone had tied it to something invisible. I didn't touch it. I left it there all night. In the morning, it was gone. The third night, the voicemail came. No sound, at first. Just breathing, slow, even. A whisper in the background, too quiet to make out. Then the voice, that painted grin in audio form. "I'm still here," it said. I listened until I recognized the tone, like it was closer than the air between my ears. I went to the carnival grounds the next day. They were abandoned, rusted rides, toppled stands, ticket booths shuttered and silent. But behind the big tent, I saw footprints. Not fresh, but not old either. Disturbed dust, like someone had walked through recently. I followed them inside. The tent was dark. The smell of stale popcorn hung in the air. There was a single spotlight on the ground, the bulb flickering, and then I saw it. A series of photos hung by clothespins along a string, each one a picture of me, in places I thought were private, moments I had never photographed. There I was at the grocery store. There I was getting coffee. There I was sleeping. At the end of the string was the last photo. It was blank. I felt breath on my neck. Cold. Deliberate. "Look closer," it said. I turned around, and there it was. The clown, smiling, but this time its smile felt different, like it grew slowly from the inside out, leaving no room for doubt. "You forgot something," it said. I said nothing. It stepped closer. I always show up where you leave unfinished things. And then I understood. It wasn't about fear. It was about regret. It was about all the times I ignored warnings, avoided hard conversations, put off what mattered. The clown wasn't stalking me for no reason. It was reminding me of everything I left unresolved. I ran, not back toward the carnival, but out into the open street, heart pounding like it had never pounded before, because when you face something that knows your secrets without asking, fear becomes simple. It becomes clarity. I look at balloons differently now. Red ones especially. Sometimes I see one floating in the distance, alone, bobbing slightly. And I wonder if it's just a coincidence, or if unfinished moments really do linger. Either way, I'll never ignore a laugh in the dark again. And I'll never trust silence